Starting to the top right, our Protoss with a 1-0 lead in the best of 3. Starting for Samsung Khan it is.
삼성칸 장비.
jangbi with a good performance in game number 1, ready to take it into the second game. He's up against the Zerg to the bottom left, starting for LGIM. We have
LGIM ByuL.
ByuL just not really able to make it work last game. I mean, you said it really well. You know, it just didn't feel like he had a plan. It's like he wasn't exactly sure what he was supposed to do. Now, in this game, we have a gateway-oriented opening from jangbi, so shifting gears entirely.
Yeah, completely. And the interview that I talked about earlier that I did with jangbi after he won his Code A qualifier bracket, he talked a bit how he liked to be really aggressive in Brood War with Protoss, how coming into Starcraft 2 posed a bit of a problem to him because he felt he had to play more defensive. And the Mothership Core, that's the one thing that he pointed out, that's something that allows him to get back into this aggressive mode a little bit. And I'm pretty sure that he has seen how players like Naniwa use this as a dream hack, so this is really the time where he can show his aggression. And maybe this is what we are going to witness now on Daybreak.
Yeah, you know, the Stalker is no Dragoon. It walks a lot better, but in the early game it's a lot less scary. And, you know, there's no singularity charge, so jangbi gonna, of course, have to figure things out in StarCraft 2 as he already has. There's the second gas, so he's going to double gas, which looks like it's definitely going to be an expansion-oriented build, probably with sentries.
With the opening that we see from jangbi, I am much more interested in how ByuL is going to react to it. Getting the third base out early would be a mistake. We've seen it at DreamHack. It's a huge problem when you are faced with an aggressive Protoss player. Of course, it's important to find out what exactly jangbi wants to do with this gateway opening, but ByuL has to adapt. He has to change his build.
Yeah. And change it he probably will. He gets a gas now very quickly, as he's seen everything. And he wants to very carefully, if he can, monitor where the Chrono Boost is used, because that's really important for him to know. He'll actually be able to see this Nexus, though.
Has already the scouts on the map trying to find out what's happening. The Nexus will be spotted. There it is. Overlord in position. Very good.
Yep. The Nexus is dropped. 4 Lings will come up and try to be annoying. He's going to see the Mothership Core, which is really important for him. He knows that that's been made now.
Trying to get into the main base. That's, of course, really important. He finds out about the Chrono Boosts. He can see when there is going to be the gateway research and everything.
Yeah, we may see that 4 gateway pressure following this. We've seen this already today. We saw it a lot at DreamHack.
Yep.
Stargate goes down. Could be a fake, though. Don't count out that possibility.
Has been spotted. And at this point, you can really see that we are already 5 minutes into the game and we don't have a third base yet, so ByuL really adapting to what he sees. He's going into the speed much faster now, has the gas, research the speed upgrade for the Zerglings, that will help him a lot.
And the Stargate, at this point, has to be a reality. He's waited too long. There's no way he can deny the Lings, so...
When you see gateway opening from a Protoss player as a Zerg, you have to get speed. You have to get gas. There's no way around it. If you are caught with your pants down, aka no speed, then you will most likely lose the game. It is so difficult to hold any time of early game aggression with gateways off if you don't at least have speed.
Yeah. Oh, this is so great for jangbi. Sorry, drone. Let's play hide and seek. Let's play tag.
Maybe even drop a pylon. Yeah, there it is.
Well, I said no pylons. You play unfair.
Cheating.
He's going for here Phoenixes, which is to be expected.
Phoenix doesn't see the Overlord. A little bit annoying, of course, for jangbi, even though he doesn't know it.
Yeah, he will get this one, though. And he'll probably find the other one very soon.
Yeah, at some point he will definitely spot it.
No cancel on the pylon, oops.
Third base is now, of course, really annoying, but this is really about the information that you get and about the scouting.
You know, Counter, he could actually warp in a few Zealots at that pylon if he wanted to, because there's not a lot of Lings. Will he do it? Probably not. It's too late now.
Yeah. Would have been cool, though. Just like 3 Zealots.
Yeah, I mean, imagine how annoying that would be for ByuL, who wants to make as many drones as possible and only has those Lings that you just saw.
You have to get more Zerglings out there. Once again, the expansion would be delayed. It's something that you can definitely do if you realize it. The lair tech now is, has been started for ByuL and he's going into the third base. We have him also with the Roach Warren getting the normal timing out there, so he will be able to deal with ground pressure.
And this Overlord shows himself. He wants to see if there's robotics or not.
Yep.
if he can find it.
So far, we don't have the follow-up for jangbi. He's really just sticking it out with the gate, with the Stargate opening, at least up to this point.
A lot of drones going down here on the main base. This is just kind of an auxiliary thing that you can do when you have the Phoenix opening. It's more so to hunt overlords and control the map and control what your opponent knows.
I'm a little bit surprised that we have the Spore Crawlers this late for ByuL. He scouted the Stargate the moment it was put down, so losing those drones, I mean, you lose a few anyways. You can't place as many Spore Crawlers down as you would like to save your entire mineral line. But still, the Spore Crawlers could have been out a little bit sooner in the game.
Oh, he catches a queen here. 4 Phoenixes. And should be able to take it down. Got to be careful, it doesn't want to walk out there. There he goes. And we'll be able to get the second queen as well, as the Spore Crawler is not quite finished. And this is what you talked about. Seconds earlier, this would be a different situation.
Exactly. You need to save your queens. You're losing production if you don't. And now he's losing even more harvesters. He's losing gas mining. And that's something you want to avoid at all costs. So ByuL, it baffles me a little bit that we didn't see those Spore Crawlers earlier. He saw the Stargate.
This is a really heavy Phoenix count that we have, by the way. He's going up to 6 now. You don't normally see this many. And with this, he can be very safe against Mutalisks.
Spire? What?
Well, yeah, I mean, sometimes you can catch people off guard with the Spire, but he didn't scout a Robo.
Yeah, but the thing is, he can't possibly go into Mutalisks.
Well, especially not against 6 Phoenixes.
If you have a Protoss player that goes into Stargate and you want to completely surprise him with Mutalisks, you can do it, but usually that happens when you have 3 bases from the start, so you have a lot more gas than ByuL has in this situation. ByuL got the 3rd base very late, he got the gas at the 3rd base, he's just now getting it. So it's not like he has a massive tank with more than 1,000 gas that he can use.
He can barely even make as many mutas as there are Phoenixes if he makes them as soon as that Spire finishes. The Overseer sees that the Stargate's not being used anymore.
You can play with a huge amount of Mutalisk against Phoenixes. That's not really the issue, because you just try to death ball. You clump them up, and you just one-hit those Phoenixes when they get close enough. It's a very micro-intensive play, and usually when you're up against a lot of Phoenixes, you always mix in a few Corruptors so that you can zone a little bit better. But once the Protoss identifies how heavily you just commit to Mutalisks, he is going to drop the upgrades, and that is where it's a lights-out play with Mutalisks. I don't feel that's going to happen.
Yeah, it's got to be careful. These Phoenixes lose 1.
That makes more sense. Going into Corruptors, I like that. Mutalisks would have been suicidal here.
Yeah, I completely agree. Corruptors here are going to be good against the Phoenixes, going to stop any more harassment, also going to shut down the Overlord hunting, but they're going to have a second purpose, which comes into play when the Colossi arrive.
What is the plan, though?
That's a good question.
I mean, I like the Corruptors here, but we also have now, we have Colossi coming in, we have the +1 attack upgrade. There are no upgrades for jangbi, sorry, for ByuL at this point, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, maybe going into the Mutalisks and later on, once the Phoenixes are gone, but there is no commitment to any kind of ground armor.
Yeah, he only has +1 Carapace, that's it.
That has to be mass Mutalisks in the end after the Phoenixes are taken out by the Corruptors. Look at how many resources he clumps up. That's definitely going to be a Mutalisk transition, and there they are, 11 of them.
This is smart. And the Colossi production continues. Blink is on the way, though. You know, this could work, but jangbi seems to be prepared. He even has cannons.
He's walking a thin line here. A heavy commitment to Mutalisks and Zerglings on the ground. But if jangbi identifies what's going on, he will drop more cannons. He will have the Stalker count in the base. So this is really about scouting. If jangbi finds out what's happening here, he will react immediately and save those 3 bases. ByuL tries to completely overwhelm his opponent.
Oh, he wants to catch these Phoenixes. He's not able to do it, but he keeps them away from the Mutalisks, very importantly. Needs to keep them away still, and he cannot fight this. He needs to pull back, loses another Phoenix, and now the Mutas are shown.
That is what I mentioned earlier. If you really want to fight against those Phoenixes, you need the Corruptors out there, and that's what he has right now. He waited a long time, now he has the Mutalisks, and he's going into the main base, and there's not enough defense.
There's nothing here. He doesn't have any cannons at this base,
It wasn't scouted.
10 spines going down. He knows he's actually just going to face a counterattack.
Yep, and that's exactly what's going to happen here. The counterattack is already on the way. The Spine Crawler, as a result. The Blink is not ready, and that's huge.
Oh, the spines here, not ready either, though. Some of them will finish in time, it looks like, but definitely not most.
Yeah, but the 3rd base, sorry, the Natural is now going down. There are not enough cannons. Now all the cannons go down at the 3rd base, but as you can see, ByuL is struggling for minerals. He cannot build enough cannons.
Yeah. Oh, this is looking better and better for ByuL all the time, but he needs to just hang on here a little bit longer. He needs more cannons. jangbi is needing those cannons, that is. Any more mutas that come out here, all he has to do is kill the Stalkers. He can even turn his mutas around at this point.
He's getting more Mutalisks, and the third base is going to be attacked. This is going to fall. It looks like ByuL is able to pull this off, but that was very risky what he did here.
Yeah, he got lucky.
Well,
and
it was
I wasn't lucky, but he did not get scouted.
It was the calculated risk that he took, and he was rewarded, but that was a very thin line that he walked.
GG.
jangbi, surprised by the transition, did only see those Corruptors. So ByuL, he must be relieved here. That was a gamble that he took, and he was rewarded for it, so he really pulled it off here. He was, you know, the one thing that Legend highlighted earlier, that what I want to come back to this is, the Spire was not really scouted. You saw that the Observer was moving in, but he stopped short before he saw the Spire, then he walked back, and I feel this probably won ByuL here the game. If jangbi would have identified what was going on a bit earlier, we would have seen a heavier commitment to cannons, more Stalkers, and as soon as you hold those 3 bases, the Mutalisks will at some point run out of momentum. Yeah. But as it is, ByuL makes the correct choice in hindsight, and took a bit of a gamble, equalizes the score, and brings it into the 3rd game on Whirlwind.
By the way, I have an ironic thing that just happened to me. Starcraft popped up and said, "You've been in the game for over 9 hours. You should consider taking a break because it may interfere with your daily life." I love that. This is my daily life. This is my job. I can commentate Starcraft.
Well, I don't know what I have to say here, but I like Starcraft definitely interferes with our daily life.
It interferes with my daily life, man. I don't know what I would do. I don't know. I could do my work if I keep playing Starcraft. How am I going to do that?
Well, I'm interested in what we see now in Game 3. That is going to be a completely different ball game, I feel. It's a different map. It's a 4-player map. Let's jump into the last game of the day. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the WCS Challenger League. jangbi versus ByuL, brought to you by Colin.